Before we talk about VAT, let's talk about sales tax. That was earlier pattern of tax collection. This pattern was replaced by VAT. This diagram represents the entire chain for the sale of a particular product. Here I have taken an example of a mobile phone. Here consumer pays rupees 11,000 for mobile phone and he gets a bill from the retailer. When the retailer prepares a bill, he charges rupees 11,000 to the customer plus a tax of say 10% on 11,000. Now 10% is just an example that I have taken. It is decided by the state government. So 10% of 11,000 is rupees 1100. Now in this entire chain, we saw that tax is collected only at one point, that is from the customer, and this tax goes to the government. So we found that it was a one-point tax collection system. In the new process called as VAT, tax is collected at each stage of sale. So every person who sells the product has to pay VAT, but the total money collected will be same as rupees 1100 as in sales tax pattern, that is the old pattern. So let's see how this process of VAT works. I have made a table where letters marked in blue color boxes are M, W, D, R and C. They actually represent manufacturer, wholesaler, dealer, retailer and consumer. Red color boxes are marked as CP, SP, TPP, TCS and VAT. They represent cost price, selling price, tax paid on purchase, tax collected on sale and value added tax. Let's start with M, that is manufacturer, whose selling price is rupees 5,000 and assuming rate of tax as 10%, he collects rupees 500 at the time of sale. This 500 rupees manufacturer is collecting it from the wholesaler, and this entire 500 rupees goes to the government as VAT, or you can say tax. So in the earlier pattern, government was getting rupees 1100 as tax as seen in the previous slide, but that used to happen only when the product is sold to the customer. Here government gets rupees 500 immediately the product is getting dispatched from the manufacturer. Now let's talk about wholesaler. For wholesaler, cost price is rupees 5,000 and selling price is rupees 6,000. When he had purchased the product, he had already paid rupees 500 as tax to manufacturer. While selling the product, he will collect rupees 600 as tax from the dealer, assuming that rate of tax is 10%. Now here this entire 600 rupees collected does not go to the government. The wholesaler has already paid rupees 500 as tax while purchase and collected rupees 600 as tax while selling the product. The difference between these two amounts, that is 600 minus 500, that is 100 rupees. This 100 rupees is the VAT that wholesaler has to pay to the government. So basically VAT is tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. Similarly, for dealer, cost price is rupees 6,000, selling price is rupees 8,000. He has already paid rupees 600 as tax while purchasing the product to the wholesaler. On sale of the product, he will be collecting rupees 800 as tax from the retailer. So the difference between tax collected, that is 800 rupees, and 600, that was the tax paid by him on purchase. This difference 800 and 600, that is 200 rupees. This 200 rupees goes as VAT to the government. So we have calculated the VAT paid by manufacturer, wholesaler, dealer using the same logic of VAT, that is VAT is tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. I get VAT paid by retailer as 300 rupees. Now I have entered all the values in the VAT column. If you do the total of all these values, we get rupees 1100, which was same in sales tax pattern we saw in the earlier slide. Let's do a quick analysis of the various values of tax collected on sale and tax paid on purchase. First, manufacturer paid rupees 500 as tax to government. He collected this rupees 500 from wholesaler. So manufacturer did not shell out anything from his pocket for this 500 rupees. Second, wholesaler paid rupees 500 on purchase to manufacturer and 100 as VAT to government. So total he had to shell out rupees 600 from his pocket. But eventually he collected rupees 600 from dealer while selling the product. So finally he is at no profit, no loss as far as the VAT process is concerned, because he shelled out rupees 600 and he collected rupees 600. Third, dealer paid rupees 600 on purchase and rupees 200 as VAT to government. So he had to shell out rupees 800 from his pocket, but he collected this 800 rupees from retailer. So finally he also is at no profit, no loss as far as this VAT procedure is concerned. Next, if you have a look at the retailer also, it's the same thing. He is also at no profit, no loss. So if everybody is at no profit, no loss, then where is this 1100 rupees tax collected from? Or how does government receive rupees 1100? This 1100 rupees that is given to the government was in the end actually paid by our dear customer. Customer pays in the end rupees 1100 to the retailer, and you note customer in the end is not going to get anything from someone else. So finally the whole VAT procedure, the whole money that goes to the government is finally paid by the customer. What we mainly need while solving sums is how to calculate VAT, and VAT is very simple to calculate. VAT is equal to tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. So let's start with examples. This is a simple basic example where it is given a person buys an article for rupees 10,000 and pays 7% tax. He sells the same article for rupees 13,000 and charges 9% tax. We have to find out the VAT paid by this person. I find the best method to calculate VAT is tabular method, where I create a table comprising of 5 columns. First column is CP, that is cost price. Second column is SP, that is selling price. Third column is tax paid on purchase. Fourth column is tax collected on sale, and the last column represents VAT. For this particular sum, cost price is rupees 10,000 and tax paid on purchase was 7% of 10,000, that gives me rupees 700. Selling price was 13,000 rupees. So the tax collected on sale is 9% of 13,000, that gives me rupees 1170. VAT is defined as tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. So it is 1170 minus 700, that is rupees 470. So the final answer for this sum is VAT paid by Shyam is rupees 470. Okay, let's proceed to the second sum. In this sum, it is given a shopkeeper buys an article from wholesaler at a discount of 30%. Printed price of article is rupees 2000 and rate of tax is 8%. The shopkeeper sells the article to the customer at the printed price at the same rate. Find VAT paid by shopkeeper. Like the previous sum, here again I would prefer a tabular method comprising of 5 columns: cost price, selling price, tax paid on purchase, tax collected on sale, and the last column represents VAT. In this sum, printed price of article is rupees 2000, but please note the shopkeeper is not going to buy the article for rupees 2000. He has got a discount of 30% on the printed price. So cost price for shopkeeper can be calculated as follows. So cost price for shopkeeper will be equal to mark price 1 minus discount percent upon 100, which on simplification will give me rupees 1400. So cost price for shopkeeper is rupees 1400. While purchasing the article, the shopkeeper has to pay a tax of 8%. So tax paid on purchase will be 8% of 1400, that is rupees 112. Now the shopkeeper sells the same article for rupees 2000. So selling price is rupees 2000. While selling the article, again he is going to collect a tax, that is 8% of 2000, that will be rupees 160. So while purchasing the article, shopkeeper paid a tax of 112 to the wholesaler, and while selling the article, the shopkeeper collected a tax of rupees 160 from the customer. As we know, VAT is tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. That gives me 160 minus 112, that is rupees 48. So VAT paid by shopkeeper is rupees 48. Okay, question number 3. A shopkeeper sells an article at its mark price and charges tax at the rate of 12% from the customer. If the shopkeeper pays a VAT of rupees 180, calculate the price paid by shopkeeper inclusive of tax to buy the article. In the previous two sums, cost price was given to us, selling price was given to us, and the question was calculate VAT. Now in this question, we know selling price, we know VAT, and we have to calculate cost price. So method almost remains the same as the previous two sums. I prepare a table: cost price, selling price, tax paid on purchase, tax collected on sale, and the last column is VAT. Now in this sum, I do not know what is the cost price. So let me assume, let the cost price for shopkeeper be rupees X. Now please note, this X does not include tax. So X is the cost price for shopkeeper without tax. Selling price for shopkeeper is rupees 7500. Third column, tax paid on purchase. The shopkeeper purchased the article for rupees X, so tax paid on purchase will be 12% of X. And tax collected on sale is 12% of the selling price, that is 12% of 7500, that gives us rupees 900. Last column, VAT. As we know, tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. So if you subtract the two, we get 900 minus 12x upon 100. Now in the question, it is also given VAT paid by the shopkeeper is rupees 180. It means the last column that I have written 900 minus 12x upon 100, this value is equal to 180. So when I equate it to 180, I get a simple equation. Now it's a matter of just solving this equation. Keep x terms on one side, number on the other side. I will get this step. On simplification, I get x equal to rupees 6,000. So when I say x is 6,000, it means my first column cost price is rupees 6,000. And my third column tax paid on purchase is 12% of 6,000. That gives me rupees 720. The question is calculate price paid by shopkeeper inclusive of tax. So when the shopkeeper bought this article for rupees 6,000, he also paid a tax of rupees 720 on it. So the total price paid by shopkeeper inclusive of tax will be 6,000 plus 720, that is rupees 6,720, and this is my final answer. Question number 4. The mark price of an article is rupees 900 and the rate of tax is 6%. If on selling the article at its mark price, a retailer has to pay a VAT of rupees 4.8, find the money paid by him for purchasing the article including tax. Now this sum is identical to question number 3, where selling price is known, VAT is given to us, and we are supposed to calculate cost price. So again I prepare a table comprising of 5 columns and I start doing my entries in the respective columns. The question is I have to find cost price for this retailer. So I assume let the cost price for retailer be rupees X. Please note this X is the cost price without tax. Selling price for the article is rupees 900. My third column tax paid on purchase. Purchase price was rupees X. So tax paid on purchase will be 6% of X. Column number 4, tax collected on sale. Selling price was 900. So tax collected on sale will be 6% of 900, that is rupees 54. My last column, VAT, tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. So if I subtract the two values, I get this. In the question it is given VAT paid by the retailer is rupees 4.8. It means my last column, the entry that I have done, that has to be equated to rupees 4.8. So my last column, 54 minus 6x upon 100 should be equal to rupees 4.8. So let us simplify this equation. X terms on one side, numbers on the other side. I get this step. On further simplification, I get x equal to rupees 820, which means my first column cost price is rupees 820. And my third column tax paid on purchase is 6% of 820, that gives me rupees 49.20. So when the retailer is buying this product, he has to pay rupees 820 and a tax of rupees 49.20 on it. So the total price paid by the retailer for buying this article inclusive of tax will be 820 plus 49.20, which gives us rupees 869.20, and this is our final answer. Shopkeeper buys 15 identical articles for rupees 840 and pays tax at the rate of 8%. He sells 6 of these articles at rupees 65 each and charges tax at the same rate. Calculate the VAT paid by shopkeeper against the sale of these 6 articles. So my first step, I prepare a table. In this question, the total cost price of 15 articles is rupees 840. So cost price of one article will be 840 upon 15, that is equal to rupees 56. We need to calculate VAT against the sale of 6 articles. So I am going to calculate right now cost price of 6 articles. Cost price of one article is rupees 56. So cost price of 6 articles will be 56 into 6, that is rupees 336. Selling price of one article is rupees 65. So selling price of 6 articles will be 65 into 6 equal to rupees 390. Our next column, tax paid on purchase. So tax paid on purchase of 6 articles will be 8% of rupees 336 equal to rupees 26.88, and tax collected on sale of 6 articles will be 8% of 390, that is rupees 31.20. VAT is tax collected from sale minus tax paid on purchase, which is equal to 31.20 minus 26.88, which gives us rupees 4.32. So VAT paid by shopkeeper against the sale of these 6 articles will be rupees 4.32. This is a simple sum. A sells a laptop to B for rupees 12,600. B sells it to C for rupees 14,000 and C sells the same laptop to D for rupees 16,000. If the rate of VAT at each stage is 10%, find VAT paid by C. There are many people involved here, 4 people A, B, C and D, but we have to mainly concentrate on person C. So I'm not going to take much of time on this sum because we have already discussed this type of sum. If you concentrate on person C, for C, cost price is rupees 14,000. Tax paid on cost price will be 10% of 14,000, that is 1400. Selling price for C is rupees 16,000 and tax collected on selling price is 10% of 16,000, that is rupees 1600. VAT is difference of 1600 and 1400, that is 200 rupees. So I can say VAT paid by person C is rupees 200. This is question number 7, board examination sum 2011. A manufacturer sells a washing machine to a wholesaler for rupees 15,000. The wholesaler sells it to a trader at a profit of rupees 1,200 and the trader in turn sells it to a consumer at a profit of rupees 1,800. If the rate of VAT is 8%, find amount of VAT received by government on sale of this machine from manufacturer and wholesaler, and the second part is amount that consumer pays for the machine. So first step, I prepare my table. In this sum there are 4 people who are involved: manufacturer, wholesaler, trader and consumer. So I am prepared total 4 rows. Let's start with manufacturer. Selling price for manufacturer is rupees 15,000. That also becomes the cost price for wholesaler. For manufacturer, tax collected on sale will be 8% of 15,000. That is equal to rupees 1,200. This 1,200 is actually the tax paid on purchase by wholesaler. 1,200 that is collected by manufacturer goes to government directly as VAT. Okay, now the second row, let us talk about wholesaler. For wholesaler, selling price is rupees 16,200 This is also the cost price for trader. For wholesaler, tax collected on sale will be 8% of 16,200, that is rupees 1296. This 1296 is also the tax paid on purchase by trader. VAT paid by wholesaler will be 1296 minus 1200, that is 96 rupees. Now let's talk about trader. For trader, selling price is rupees 18,000. That is also the cost price for consumer. For trader, tax collected on sale will be 8% of 18,000. That is rupees 1440, which is actually tax paid on purchase by consumer. VAT paid by trader will be 1440 minus 1296, that gives us rupees 144. The first part of the question is VAT received by state government on sale of this machine from manufacturer and wholesaler. So if we look in our last column, the last column represents VAT. 1200 is the VAT paid by manufacturer and 96 rupees is the VAT paid by wholesaler. So total amount of VAT that is received from these two people is 1200 plus 96, that is rupees 1296. The last part of the sum is find the total price paid by consumer. Total price paid by consumer is 18,000 plus tax paid on purchase. So 18,000 plus 1440, that is equal to rupees 19,440. An article was bought by a distributor for rupees 15,000. He sold it to a trader for rupees 20,000. The trader sold the article to a retailer for rupees 22,000. Find the VAT paid by distributor and by trader if the tax rate was 10%. So first step, I prepare my table. In this sum, there are 4 people involved: manufacturer, distributor, trader and retailer. So I have made 4 rows for each of the person. Let's start with manufacturer. For manufacturer, selling price is rupees 15,000. That is also the cost price for distributor. Tax collected on sale by manufacturer is 10% of 15,000, that is rupees 1500. This tax is collected by the manufacturer from distributor. So distributor at the time of purchase pays rupees 1500 to the manufacturer. This rupees 1500 directly goes to the government as tax. Okay, now distributor, selling price is rupees 20,000. That is also the cost price for a trader. Tax collected on sale by dealer will be 10% of 20,000, that is rupees 2,000, and this is also the tax paid by trader on purchase of the article. Okay, now the last column for VAT for dealer. VAT is tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. So 2000 minus 1500, that is rupees 500. Okay, now the third row for trader. For trader, selling price is rupees 22,000. This is also the cost price for retailer. Tax collected on sale by trader will be 10% of 22,000, that is rupees 2,200, and this tax is collected by trader from the retailer. VAT paid by trader will be 2,200 minus 2,000, that is 200 rupees. And finally, the question states find the VAT paid by distributor and by trader. If you look in the last column, VAT paid by distributor is rupees 500 and VAT paid by trader is rupees 200. So our final answer will be VAT paid by distributor is rupees 500 and VAT paid by trader is rupees 200. Question number 9. The printed price of an article is rupees 60,000. The wholesaler allows a discount of 20% to the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper sells the article to the customer at the printed price. Rate of tax is 6% at every stage. Find cost to the shopkeeper inclusive of tax. VAT paid by shopkeeper to the government. And the last part is cost to customer inclusive of tax. This is board examination sum 2012. First step, I prepare a table. The printed price of the article is rupees 60,000. Shopkeeper is getting a discount of 20% on the printed price. So let us first calculate cost price of this article to the shopkeeper. So cost price for shopkeeper can be calculated by using this formula: mark price 1 minus discount percent upon 100, which on simplification will give me rupees 48,000. So cost price for shopkeeper is rupees 48,000. The shopkeeper sells the article at the printed price. So selling price for the shopkeeper is rupees 60,000. So his cost price is 48,000 and his selling price is rupees 60,000. Our third column, tax paid on purchase. While purchasing the article, the shopkeeper pays a tax of 6%. So 6% of cost price, that is 6% of 48,000, that is equal to rupees 2,880. Our next column, tax collected on sale. The shopkeeper is selling the article for rupees 60,000. So tax collected on sale will be 6% of 60,000, that is equal to rupees 3,600. And our last column, VAT, that is tax collected on sale minus tax paid on purchase. So when you subtract these two values, 3,600 minus 2,880, this gives us rupees 720. Now there are three parts in the sum. The first part of the sum states cost to the shopkeeper inclusive of tax. Now the shopkeeper has purchased the article for rupees 48,000, and while purchasing the article he also paid a tax of rupees 2,880. So the total cost to the shopkeeper inclusive of tax will be 48,000 plus 2,880, that gives us rupees 50,880. So this completes first part of the sum. Second part, VAT paid by shopkeeper to the government. This value we have already calculated in our last column of VAT, that is rupees 720. So our second part, VAT paid by shopkeeper, is rupees 720. And finally, cost to customer inclusive of tax. Customer has purchased the article for rupees 60,000, and while purchasing the article, the customer also paid a tax of rupees 3,600. So total cost to the customer is 60,000 plus 3,600, that is equal to rupees 63,600. Question number 10. A manufacturing company sold a commodity to its distributor for rupees 22,000 including VAT. The distributor sold the commodity to a retailer for rupees 22,000 excluding tax and the retailer sold it to a consumer for rupees 25,000 plus tax under VAT. If the rate of tax at each stage is 10%, what was sale price of the commodity for the manufacturer and the amount of VAT paid by the retailer? First step, as usual, I prepare a table. In this sum, there are three people involved: manufacturer, distributor and retailer. So I have also prepared three rows along with the 5 columns present. So let us start with manufacturer. Manufacturer has sold the article for rupees 22,000. Now please note, 22,000 is the selling price including tax. So I cannot do the entry directly in the second column for the manufacturer. It is selling price is 22,000 including tax. So currently I do not know what is the selling price without tax. So I am assuming let the selling price for manufacturer be rupees X. So X is the selling price for the manufacturer without tax. Tax charged on sale is 10% of the selling price. So 10% of X. Total selling price for manufacturer is rupees 22,000. So I can say selling price plus the tax charged on it, the total is 22,000. So I get X plus 10x upon 100 is 22,000. On simplification, I get this step, and finally I get X equal to 20,000. So 20,000 is the selling price for the manufacturer without tax, and 10% of 20,000 is rupees 2,000. Now this entire 2,000 rupees goes to the government as VAT. 20,000 rupees, that was the selling price for the manufacturer, is also the cost price for the dealer or the distributor. And 2,000 rupees, that was the tax collected by the manufacturer from the dealer. So tax paid on purchase by dealer is rupees 2,000. Selling price for dealer is 22,000. And this is also the cost price for the retailer. For dealer, tax collected on sale is 10% of 22,000, that is 2,200. And this tax is collected from retailer. So VAT paid by dealer is 2,200 minus 2,000, that is 200 rupees. Retailer selling price is 25,000. Tax collected on sale will be 10% of 25,000, that is 2,500. So the VAT paid by retailer will be rupees 300. In the question, first part is sale price of the commodity for the manufacturer. When I use the word sale price means the selling price for the manufacturer without tax. So selling price for manufacturer without tax is there in the first row, that is 20,000 rupees. So I can say sale price for manufacturer is rupees 20,000. And the second part of the sum is amount of VAT paid by the retailer. Now VAT paid by the retailer, this entry is already done in our table. That is the last entry we have done, 300 rupees. So VAT paid by retailer is rupees 300. An article is marked at rupees 4,500 and the rate of tax is 6%. A trader buys this article at some discount and sells it to a customer at the mark price. If the trader pays rupees 81 as VAT, find how much % discount does the trader get. And the second part is the total money paid by trader including tax to buy this article. Now in this sum, I know the selling price for the trader, that is the mark price 4,500. I know the VAT paid by the trader, that is rupees 81. I need to find out what will be the cost price for the trader. So let's prepare our table. I do not know what is the cost price for trader, so I assume the cost price as rupees X. Please note, X does not contain tax in it, so X is the cost price for trader without tax. Selling price for trader is rupees 4,500. Tax paid on purchase is 6% of the purchase price, so 6% of X. Tax collected on sale will be 6% of 4,500, 270. VAT is 270 minus 6x upon 100. Now in the question it is given the trader pays rupees 81 as VAT. It means the entry that I have done in the last column, that should be equal to rupees 81. So my last column has to be equated to 81. Okay, if you simplify this equation, I get this step. On further simplification, I get x equal to 3150. So when I say x is 3150, it means my first column cost price is rupees 3150 and my third column tax paid on purchase will be 6% of 3150, that gives me rupees 189. First part of the question is how much percent discount does the trader get? The mark price of the article was rupees 4,500, but the trader has got the same article for rupees 3150. It means trader has got a discount of 4,500 minus 3150, that is equal to rupees 1350. So this is the discount that trader gets on the article, but I need to find out percentage discount. Discount percentage is given by this formula, discount upon mark price into 100. So when you simplify this, we get this as 30%. So trader is getting a discount of 30% on the mark price. And the second part of the sum, the total money paid by the trader including tax to buy this article. The trader purchased the article for rupees 3150 and also paid a tax of rupees 189 on it. That means the total money paid by trader will be 3150 plus 189. This is rupees 3339, that is 3,339. This is board examination 2010 sum. The question states Tarun bought an article for rupees 8,000 and spent 1,000 for transportation. He marks the article at rupees 11,700 and sold it to a customer. If the customer had to pay 10% tax, find the customer's price and Tarun's profit percent. So as usual, I prepare a table comprising of 5 columns: cost price, selling price, tax paid on purchase, tax collected on sale, and VAT. In this sum, Tarun bought the article for rupees 8,000 and he also spent rupees 1,000 for transportation. So his total cost price will be rupees 9,000. He marks the article at rupees 11,700, which means his selling price is rupees 11,700. I have filled up the first 2 columns. Column number 3 and the last column, I keep it blank because it is not required for this sum. Column number 4, tax collected on sale. This shopkeeper is selling the article at rupees 11,700 and he will be collecting a tax of 10% on the mark price. So tax collected on sale will be 10% of 11,700, that is rupees 1170. In the question, first part is find customer's price. So the mark price of the article was 11,700 and tax collected on it while selling it is 1170. So the customer's price will be 11,700 plus 1,170. So it will be rupees 12,870. Second part of the sum, find Tarun's profit percent. Profit for Tarun is selling price minus cost price. That gives us rupees 2,700. This is the profit for Tarun. We want to find out profit percent. The formula for profit percent is profit upon cost price into 100. So when we substitute the respective values, we get 2,700 upon 9,000 into 100. That is equal to 30%. So Tarun's profit percent is 30.